Yo, what up? Yo, what up? What's 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 up? Oh shit! I forgot to change the thing here. Change to just chatting. Changes to just chatting. How we doing today, though? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Let's watch this video.
Small comment on a podcast. After one small comment on a podcast, Peter Dinklage managed to piss off nearly every little person in Hollywood.
You, Peter Dinklage. Piece of shit.
Are you watching, Dinklage? Do you know that you took work away from me?
Peter became one of the most respected actors of his generation by refusing to let Hollywood reduce him to the stereotypical roles little people often get.
Dinklage, what's
But
up with
since
Dinklage?
he has reached the pinnacle of success in the industry, he may have forgotten just how many dwarf actors are still relying on those exact jobs to survive. Or maybe he is gatekeeping them to remain on top. Because what sounded like him standing up for his community actually may have resulted in Hollywood erasing little people from the screen entirely. It's so bad that it's being compared to by some little people as the quote, physical version of blackface. As an aspiring actor with achondroplasia, Dinklage was determined to avoid low-hanging fruit opportunities that might have helped his career. He said, "I was in an office for quite some time, longer than I should have been, but I was terrified of not being able to pay the bills. I was turning down acting roles, which weren't really acting roles, commercials and stuff like that, so I just stayed in this cubicle for a few years." Dinklage started out in a very common position that a lot of little people confront when aspiring to be actors. Most were traditionally cast for fantasy roles, which Dinklage found disgusting and cruel. Actors with dwarfism are relegated to being creatures. They're not really complex human beings, so I was not really interested in that. But ultimately, he knew his career wouldn't take off unless he made a few compromises. There were a number of films that he starred in where his dwarfism contributed to the role, but he wasn't being paraded around as a creature or prop. Instead, he was able to show more emotional depth, with dwarfism just being a part of the character, like how he starred as a defeated actor in the dark meta-comedy Living in Oblivion with Steve Buscemi. Buscemi recommended him for a role in Alexander Rockwell's comedy 13 Moons when Dinklage couldn't find an agent, and it was with this exposure that Dinklage was able to show who he really was. Rockwell openly talked about how his first impressions disappeared the second he got to know him. "You might come in with some luggage about Peter's physicality," Rockwell said. "Right away, he cuts right through that. You're thinking, he's a dwarf, he's a dwarf. But Peter comes shining through as a personality beyond any kind of diminutive size issue." And pretty much anyone who met Dinklage felt the same way. He was wonderfully articulate and insightful, and clearly wanted to be seen as more than just a dwarf actor. At the same time, he didn't want his size to be the focus of every conversation, but when he did speak about little people in Hollywood, his approach was usually thoughtful rather than confrontational. He wasn't publicly attacking others or aggressively calling out studios by name. He simply believed the industry should slowly move beyond using dwarves as simple fantasy characters or visual gimmicks and start giving them the same depth and complexity as any other performer.
Not dangerous, but they're kind of, they're creatures, they're ethereal beings, these dwarves usually are, and then they're asexual, and they're either fools or they're very filled with wisdom and have know all the answers, but a bit removed, and they never get the princess. That's fine, but we're in the modern day now, and I think if we still have that, I don't want to throw words like stereotypes out in this interview. I want to avoid that, but it'll just perpetuate itself, and I see it in today's films and pieces of art.
Right.
I'm not interested in playing those things.
In that clip, you can feel his
Oh yeah, shout out Patrick CC. I like his content. His videos are cool. I think so.
hesitance, like he was walking a fine line, because in the back of his mind he knew that these stereotypical roles also do give little people consistent jobs in the industry, which is important for them to be able to take to then one day be able to advance their careers. But before we get into that, let's say you're about to jump on a roller coaster and you is Morgan while having in Tom McCarthy3.com/Patrick. In 2003, Dinklage would get a role as a train enthusiast named Finn McBride in Tom McCarthy's The Station Agent.
Hey, buddy, where's Snow White? Grumpy or sleepy over there, huh?
While having dwarfism was a central point of Peter Dinklage's character, he didn't mind because Finn had the depth he was looking for. The movie was pretty brilliant because it found a way to make you forget about his size until someone abusive confronted him with prejudice. You spent most of the hour and 30 minutes trying to figure out exactly how he felt. Often roles written for someone my size are a little flat. I love this about this character that Tom wrote. He has this stuff going on. He has romance. He's got romantic feelings. He's got anger, and he's got flaws. I'm not a spokesperson or an activist for people my size. I'm not going to get on my soapbox about that stuff. Comical movies starring dwarves such as Austin Powers films, because people can do what they want to do. Sure, it might perpetuate a stereotype, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I have a grand time at those movies. I was laughing my butt off at those movies, so I'm not going to cast my judgment upon it. For me personally, that's something I try and stay away from. That same year he starred in The Station Agent, Dinklage took another minor role in one of the most iconic Christmas movies of the 21st century, Elf. Every Christmas season, little people in Hollywood get the call to play Santa's helpers, but the movie Elf was different. The only actual dwarf who was cast in the film was Peter Dinklage, and he didn't play an elf, but rather as Miles Finch, a successful children's author. The short scene he's in is simple,
Yeah, I forgot about
extremely
that.
layered.
It's such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Buddy, the actual elf, who is 6'3", sees a short man and immediately assumes he must secretly be one of Santa's elves. Not a businessman, and not a normal person, just a fantasy creature.
Does Santa know that you left the workshop?
You know, we're all laughing our heads off.
Did you have to borrow a reindeer to get down here?
Buddy not treating him like a regular guy represents the exact frustration Dinklage had spent years dealing with in real life. Also, Peter's character in and of itself seems like a protest against the roles that Hollywood usually offers little people. Instead of playing the magical elf, Dinklage plays the man insulted by being mistaken for one, but they still did use his physical stature to make the scene funny. Finch hilariously runs across the table, which seemingly takes him forever, then whips Buddy's ass despite the obvious size disadvantage. And this balance is what made the role feel so representative of Dinklage himself. He never wanted to pretend his dwarfism didn't exist, he just didn't want it to be the only thing people saw
Such a funny movie.
when they looked at him. He would take that same approach with his character Tyrion Lannister in Game of
Somebody said Tyrone Lannister.
Thrones,
I really love that.
which launched Peter into mainstream success, making him a full-blown A-list star. When Dinklage found himself talking to the co-creator of Game of Thrones, David Benioff, he was extremely cautious about taking on a fantasy role. But David had actually met Peter at dinner parties and felt he was the obvious choice for Tyrion Lannister. He was always much friendlier to my wife Amanda than he was to me. I knew he was incredibly funny, incredibly smart, and had that caustic wit. Game of Thrones was a TV adaptation of a book written by George R.R. Martin. It was loosely based on the Wars of the Roses in Britain, with great houses and family rivalries that often led to unexpected deaths of the main characters. Peter Dinklage's character, Tyrion, belonged to the wealthiest house, Lannister, but is usually shunned and mocked by everyone because of his dwarfism. He's also a drunk who relies on his intelligence to survive in a hostile world filled with dragons, monsters, and bloodthirsty kings. All of this fit the emotionally complex kind of character Dinklage enjoyed playing, but he still felt like he had to make sure that they didn't make him into a joke. So in that meeting with Benioff and the other co-creator Dan Weiss, before anyone explained Game of Thrones or Tyrion Lannister to him, he made a simple request: no beard, no pointy shoes. Dwarves in these genres always have this look. My guard was up. Not even my guard, my metal fence. My barbed wire was up. Even Lord of the Rings had dwarf tossing jokes in it. It's like, really? But he learned from Benioff and Weiss that Tyrion was a different kind of fantasy little person. He's somebody who turns that on its head. No beard, no pointy shoes, a romantic, real human being. It was clear that Peter was the perfect choice for Tyrion. He was witty and charming, but he also brought that underlying anger and resentment that he had explored so much in previous roles. Even off-screen, he seemed to take the part very seriously. When asked
Is R.R. Martin that short, really?
if he had read the books, he admitted that he'd only read the first in fear it would interfere with his performance in future seasons.
I don't want to know what happens to me down the road. I'm terrified, and I don't want to play any sort of ending when I'm doing this show. And I just live and breathe this show, and I'm so embarrassed when I have to, when you... Yeah, why'd you have to...
But Dinklage initially believed that the potential success of Game of Thrones was too good to be true.
If something feels that good,
It's not gonna.
it's not going to work. Nobody's going to buy this. In the first season, we didn't have any money. Truly, I mean, it's all relative. We had some money, but even at the end, if you visit our base camp, our trailers were the same as they were in the first season. It was really, and I think that's what made the spirit of all of us come together so well. And the crew, we roughed it, man. You really would never know. Our salaries got higher as it went along, but the conditions were kind of great, like an indie movie almost. I mean, the sets were extraordinary, and the costumes were extraordinary. That didn't feel indie, but the vibe did, and I think that's what really... but to answer your question, no, I was kind of cynical, like, this is great, and nobody's going to go for it.
Over the next 4 seasons, his character became the fan favorite of the entire show, which was remarkable considering he lacked almost every traditional advantage fantasy protagonists usually rely on. He wasn't a great warrior, a handsome prince, or a powerful magician, but he used his intelligence to reach high levels of power.
So the one man I did kill early on in the show was about a 70-year-old amputee, so that's not very heroic. And shooting your father on the toilet, again, not very heroic. And somehow people still like the character, so...
Peter Dinklage made Tyrion so believable and human that when fans began criticizing the show's writing near season 8, they blamed the writers instead of Dinklage for how the character devolved. Regardless of the way the show eventually ended, which many felt was terrible, Dinklage had finally gained the respect of Hollywood on a massive scale. He received 7 major awards, including an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, and with an estimated $25 million net worth and worldwide recognition, all the gates of Hollywood opened for Peter in a way that they never had for dwarves in the past. He was basically able to handpick any career opportunity he wanted, hosting Saturday Night Live, playing Bolivar Trask in the X-Men franchise, voice acting in the Angry Birds movie, or acting as Eitri in Avengers Infinity War. Now, if Peter wanted to act as a dwarf, it was a choice. I feel really lucky, although I hate that word, lucky. It cheapens a lot of hard work. Living in Brooklyn in an apartment without any heat and paying for dinner at the bodega with dimes, I don't think I felt myself lucky back then. Doing plays for $50 and trying to be true to myself as an artist and turning down commercials where they wanted a leprechaun, saying I was lucky negates the hard work I put in and spits on the guy who's freezing his ass off back in Brooklyn. So I won't say I'm lucky. I'm fortunate enough to find or attract very talented people. For some reason I found them and they found me. Unfortunately, Peter Dinklage didn't seem to understand that his voice now carried a ton of weight in industry decisions. He had the kind of star power that can get people fired and even cause the production to stop if the vision didn't fit exactly what he wanted. While it seemed like Dinklage used to be a lot more careful with his words, he probably didn't feel like he needed to do that anymore. And his comments on the Mark Maron show would harm opportunities for the community he tried to uplift for so long. And it all started with the disaster that was the remake of a Walt Disney classic, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. In 2021, Disney started casting for the main roles in a live-action remake of Snow White, but before they even started filming, the entire decision was drowning in controversy. People were already resistant of live actions as a total cash grab, but the decision to cast Rachel Zegler for the main role received criticism for countless reasons. Some were racially driven, like questioning why a woman of Latin descent was playing a character whose skin is described as the fairest of them all. Others were critical of her open hatred for the original story and desire to change it into something modern, but most people just simply thought she was annoying.
There is a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
But then Peter Dinklage unexpectedly became a part of the controversy when the media pulled a soundbite from comedian Mark Maron's WTF podcast. Peter
Isn't that podcast over now?
criticized Disney for celebrating the casting of Rachel Zegler while refusing to acknowledge that the story itself could be insensitive towards little people.
Literally no offense to anything, but I was a little taken back by they're very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White.
Yeah.
But you're still telling the story of Snow White.
Snow White, yeah.
And Seven Dwarfs.
Sure.
So, look, take a step back and look at what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I know. That makes no sense to me.
Well, so what,
you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that backward story of 7 dwarves living in a cave. What the you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause?
Now, for anyone unfamiliar with the story of Snow White, the dwarves do not live in a cave. They work in a mine, but actually live together in a small cottage where they take Snow White in after she escapes the evil queen, making them quite literally the heroes of the story. Also, what's interesting about this is Peter says, "Have I done nothing to advance the cause?" implying that his success as a serious actor, as well as speaking on behalf of little people, should have gotten through to Hollywood that casting dwarves in fantasy roles is insensitive. But then a minute later, he also questions if a dwarf community even exists, and if it does, then he is not the voice of it.
The dwarf community is tired of this.
Is there one? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? In order to seek representation, you have to have a community movement, which also is the heart of what becomes the issue of wokeness.
But it's such a minority.
I know.
Oh, no, I gotta grab some water.
And I'm not affiliated with any groups or anything, but it's such a minority that it causes a real like, well, who the cares, you know? And it's entertainment. I mean, entertainment.
Right, but I think that's also what I'm talking about is that there's a movement on behalf of like anti-wokeness to get us back to who the cares. Now, I'm not I'm not saying that you should stand up for your community. It's not your responsibility, and it may be relative. I don't know if would you even consider it marginalized or just not even acknowledged, other than some what to call people.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
But given that tensions were already so high surrounding this movie, Peter Dinklage's comments went mega viral, to the point where mainstream outlets like Fox News were reporting on it. As a result, Disney responded by changing the entire direction for the film. We are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community, they said in a statement. We look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period. Disney responding and changing the entire direction of their film just because Peter Dinklage wasn't happy is truly representative of how powerful he was in Hollywood, but nobody expected how badly Disney would botch their second attempt at not offending anyone. They decided to replace the dwarves with what they called magical creatures, which were basically a group of 7 people in goofy outfits with no defining characteristics.
So now they're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarves. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why would they get rid of the dwarves though?
Special.
No, magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures.
But that's also more offensive to the dwarf community than like calling them dwarves.
So if we're looking at updating
magical
stories
creatures
and everything, you actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group. You just erase that whole image.
The magical creatures change backfired so hard that Disney backpedaled again. Only this time they decided to go with horrible looking CGI dwarves that would be supported by a cast of voice actors. And only one of the 7 dwarves, Grumpy to be specific, was voiced by an actual little person.
It's a bad thing. I'm not agreeing with it. One, because what they're doing is pretty much you're replacing jobs that people could have as little people. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs, it's for dwarfs.
Even though it seemed like Peter Dinklage was trying to stand up and defend little people, he actually ended up receiving a lot of criticism from the dwarf community, with many believing that he single-handedly robbed a demographic of potential jobs. The first to call Peter out publicly was WWE wrestler Hornswoggle.
I mean, my biggest thing
Hornswoggle. Is he a little person? He looked like a little person.
He wants to be progressive, and it's all about progression, and I support that completely. But the issue is him being progressive is eliminating 7 potential dream jobs from the dwarf acting community, and that's my issue here. Is he's saying he wants to move forward and do good for the community when these are dream jobs. I got hired by WWE. WWE was my dream job since I was 4 years old. Since I was 4 years old, all I wanted to be was a WWE superstar. And in any other circumstance, it wouldn't have been able to be done by me. I'm not 6 foot, I'm not 250 pounds, but they were looking for a person like me, a little person, to fill this role.
And although he was much more articulate and nuanced on Fox News, years later he was much more blunt and direct about his feelings towards Peter.
I feel like you're one of the most recognizable little people on the planet.
You, Peter Dinklage. Piece of
That's real heat, too.
I hate him. He costed so many people in my community jobs with that Snow White bullshit. Pisses me off. He wanted to make a statement, and he thought he was making some cool, hip thing. But it wasn't. When he did Elf, that check cashed just fine. Tyrion Lannister was a role for a little person. He cashed that check for all those years. Like, I'm okay not going out for Brad Pitt's role. Give me Grumpy or Happy or Sleepy. In a major Disney remake? Yeah, come on. And then you're gonna have 7 dwarves, then they're extras, then they're stunt doubles that are all gonna get paid.
Comedian Brad Williams has also been open about how he feels towards Dinklage's comments.
It was Dinklage, and then he kicked a lot of us out of a movie. So now it's me.
And while Brad likes to be silly when talking about this, since he's a comedian, he is serious about how he feels about Peter Dinklage.
That dude is funny, man. That dude is funny, man.
I tell you what I would have played.
What?
I would have played a dwarf in the live-action Snow White movie, but then they took out the dwarves. Thanks, Dinklage.
Yeah, because
Are you watching? Are you watching, Dinklage? Do you know that you took work away from me and my 6-year-old dwarf daughter? You took money and food out of my 6-year-old daughter's mouth. Thanks, Dink. All right, sorry. That's the yak talking.
Did you really get upset?
Yeah. Legit upset.
But some little people in Hollywood, like Lee Gill, were not as harsh towards Dinklage. He felt that his heart was in the right place, but maybe wasn't as clear with his criticism. Lee felt that it was just the story that should be updated.
But I think it should kind of just be seen as a great opportunity to update it. And if you think about it, the Seven Dwarfs are kind of the heroes of that tale. And if you give all 7 of them some real depth and a bit more of an important part in the film, that's 7 great opportunities for dwarf actors, you know?
Zach Roloff from Little People Big World expressed the same sentiments.
So if the story is offensive, change the story, don't change the characters.
However, the harshest criticism towards Peter is that he has become a gatekeeper in Hollywood, that he somehow has the authority to decide what roles little people should or shouldn't get. Peter Dinklage made it to the top and took the ladder with him. Peter Dinklage wanted all the glory. Others just straight up called him a hypocrite. Peter Dinklage, little people shouldn't play fantasy dwarves. It's offensive. Also Peter Dinklage plays fantasy dwarves in Narnia, Game of Thrones, Avengers Endgame. But what's even worse is that it does look like Dinklage's comments may have made Hollywood studios scared to cast little people in any role that might merely be considered offensive. The biggest example of this would be the casting of the average-size Hugh Grant in 2023's Wonka. Instead of hiring an actual dwarf or little person, they simply chose to CGI Hugh Grant down to a small size to make him into an Oompa Loompa. Actor Mark Pavanelli, who has dwarfism, compared it to one of the most disgusting forms of discrimination in entertainment history. They're trying to maintain the physicality of dwarfism, but erase the authenticity of dwarfism, which is troubling. And that's why you go, well, this is like a physical version of blackface. Even Warwick Davis, who has a huge following because of his fantasy roles, has politely mentioned that these comments have effectively silenced the community in a way that might be permanent. It's a shame because there's a lot of really talented short actors in the world, but they're not getting a chance to do what they do. Some of them have trained for years to do this and they're just not getting a look in. You know, it would be wrong to cast someone as a disabled person in a wheelchair with an able body, I think, but they're doing it all the time with short people. I'm not actively campaigning on this, but it would be nice if my voice was heard on these issues. As of today, Peter Dinklage has never doubled down on his comments or publicly responded to any of the criticism he received. And of course, he still has no trouble getting consistent work in Hollywood, getting roles in movies like Brothers, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and The Toxic Avenger. I think the reason why people got so frustrated with him is because he kinda picks and chooses when he wants to be mad or offended on behalf of little people. Peter Dinklage never really positioned himself as the outspoken leader of dwarf representation in Hollywood. He often seemed uncomfortable or downright denied being the spokesperson for an entire community at all. Most of his earlier criticism towards Hollywood was subtle. He simply wanted to be viewed as an actor first, but it was his comments on Snow White that carried the tone and influence of someone speaking on behalf of an entire demographic, and then immediately after distancing himself from that responsibility. It's this constant pushing and pulling throughout his entire career that makes people wonder how much authority Peter actually wants on this issue. And since he has reached the pinnacle of this industry and has no trouble finding work, I don't think we're ever going to get a response from him. There's literally no incentive for him to do anything other than stay silent. All we can hope for at this point is that Hollywood doesn't continue to go down this road of hyper-focusing on not offending anyone and just get back to making real movies again. Speaking of real movies, the dark reality is that some of the best films are those that cause the actor to lose their mind or potentially their lives. Check out this video to hear more about that.
Check out this video to hear more about that. Our biggest problem with streaming universe is detail.
If you are in the hood and and there was no bone in your body to make content until you see Streaming University, you're not getting in. You're not about to fulfill a spot. You thought it was okay to say, oh, nigga, I'm not good, nigga, I wanna apply. Nigga, I wanna apply, nigga. No.
What's good, y'all? So currently Kai Cenat is doing a rollout for his Streamer University 2 event with digital and in-person applications basically underway as I make this video. But there are a few things that I noticed that I want to talk about when it comes to this event, which will 100% be the biggest of the summer as far as the streamer community goes. Lives will be changed, clips will be farmed, and I'll be here to cover anything insane that happens. So let's just start with the good. I firmly believe Streamer University 2 will be a great reset for the community. Kai Cenat is arguably the biggest streamer in the world. Giving so many people an opportunity will usher in a new era of streamers just based on that fact alone. And the level that Kai is at right now, he's giving back to the community tenfold. Whatever you seen last year where they had like what 1.5 million signups, Streamer U 2025 made waves, but he's so much more known now from fans to even haters. I believe the next big streamer will be in this current group, 1000%. Even if they don't get picked. I saw a clip from Academics that basically says that Kai Cenat is very important to the streaming ecosystem, and he compares him to Drake, saying without him, a lot of streamers fell off.
Oh my god.
But I will say Kai's very important to the ecosystem of streaming. I'm not
ecosystem.
Not gonna lie, there's mad niggas that fell off. Or not even fell off, but like without Kai's like Drake. Like without him having the stimulus package around, a lot of niggas couldn't survive, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They could not survive. Most specifically, and this is why it's unique to Kai, the entire ecosystem. Like, for example, even last year, when I think DDG did crazy numbers, it's still predicated off Kai. Kai has to be there, and it shows how much he matters to streaming. If Kai is not present in the space, streaming actually loses a bit. And that's what sets him across or apart from like a Aiden and even a Speed. Speed's a one-man band, a one-man show. He's gonna do what he gonna do. The thing with the thing with Kai, when Kai is present and he's streaming and is collabing, the entire market reacts to it and the entire market benefits. You get what I'm saying? With all due respect, Aiden's my guy, everybody know. But Aiden streaming doesn't help every streamer. Doesn't. Like, Aiden got his own thing going on now. Like, you know, he does great, but like, Aiden's Aiden. Speed is a one-man band. I think streaming has been down for a while because Kai hasn't been here.
Of course, you know this nigga act always got to bring up Drake, bro. Now, I do agree that Kai is very important to the ecosystem. Just like Speed, just like Aiden Ross, whether you like him or not, I feel like all three of them play a large part in why the streaming community is as big as it is today. Now, as far as the part where he says without him, you know, streamers fell off and they didn't really have content and they didn't really have that stimulus package, I feel like Kai only enhanced the content that they already made, right? The content that they made was probably brain rot, was probably the same copy and paste stuff. But when you put Kai in it, you feel what I'm saying? He's the biggest streamer on Twitch. Of course it's gonna enhance it. Now, do I feel like they need Kai to be successful? Absolutely not. It's people that watch Rakai do random shit. It's niggas that watch Ray do random shit on stream, bro. It's niggas that watch Talil do random shit. They don't need Kai Cenat to make content, but he is the glue. And with Kai being the glue that holds everything together, it's good to see everyone active. And they tend to be active when Kai Cenat is around. It kind of reminds me of the 2021, 2022 days where everyone was just grinding, just hungry, bro, trying to come up. Now, let's just get into some quote-unquote bad or some gripes that I have about this whole process of people signing up for this second iteration of Streamer University. I feel like this version can also hurt the community. This can unleash a large number of degenerate streamers, niggas that don't really give a fuck about this shit, that don't really got their heart in it. You feel what I'm saying? I just stream it for the bag, jumped in this for the bag. You feel what I'm saying? Like these rappers, a la Soulja Boy and Polo G, who they don't really give a fuck about the streaming shit, content creation. Like me, I've been here since the Soluminati days, since niggas like Cash Nasty was streaming on Twitch and shit.
Ooh, Cash Nasty. Who remembers Cash Nasty?
I've been around the WNL community for that long. You feel what I'm saying? When Los Polos was having niggas spam W's and L's in his chat. So for me, I live and breathe this WNL shit, bro. You can see, I'm the WNL historian, my nigga. You want people in the space that actually want to do this. When people actually wanted to be streamers and actually wanted to be content creators and stuff, the content that came out of it was good content. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't the same copy paste. It wasn't the same, you know, do degenerate shit for views. It was more creative. You know, people had more hunger in this shit. Like I said earlier, bro, like if it feel like them days, every time Kai is back, I feel like niggas is more hungry, bro. Like niggas actually care about this shit. It really feel like that. Speed upload and Aiden, when they uploading together, even though Aiden be on bullshit sometimes, like he be literally doing anything, gambling and shit, but I feel like when all three of them niggas is uploading at the same time and streaming at the same time, bro, like that shit really be like, you can see the effects of it around the streaming community for sure. And then you got the streamers that were clowning this shit last year, just trying to get in on it now, just because they see Kai is up there now and they want a piece of the pie, bro, despite them talking down on that shit last year. And I'm seeing a lot of comments of people saying that he'll probably only let bigger streamers in, plus his friends and stuff like that. Nobody knows for sure, so I won't even really comment on that, but I doubt it. He had a lot of smaller streamers in there last year. I think it'll be more slots this year, and I think it'll give people a lot more opportunity if you're smaller to get a spot. I'm already seeing clips of him interviewing streamers like Nina Lynn, bruh. These nuisance streamers that don't deserve any spotlight. It kind of makes me worried of like, who the hell is gonna be in this shit and get put on? If you're gonna shun Neon, you better be shunning streamers like Nina Lynn, bruh. Especially when she only wants to join so she can press the people that was clowning her for her situation, and rightfully so.
I will say this though, if I do get in and I do see my ops, I would love to have a conversation with them. And I would love to get to know them more. And I would love for them to get to know me more. Because at the end of the day, I think people just do a lot of this. But when you're in person, it's a lot of, you feel me? So I would love to, because it's another opportunity to really, really get to talk to them and get to know them. Because I think they don't really hate me. I'll be honest, I don't actually think they really hate me. They just want to go with a popular narrative so they look better. In my opinion. In my opinion, because you'll be surprised when the camera turns off how people act. You are really surprised. Those who do the most of this, I don't really give a fuck about Twin. Come on, you know this shit. Like, it's just really PR.
But Kai got a lot of motion when it comes to this shit, bro. Like, you got niggas packed out, lines around the block in New York. It's the 12th, bro. Niggas were out there on the 11th, bro, at 7 p.m. waiting, camping out so they can get a spot for an audition, bro. Like, it's crazy, dog. It's 3 different locations, bro. It's a nigga already in the ATL location. I'm sure it's way more niggas out there right now.
Yo, I'm the first dude here at the Streaming U tryouts, bro, in Atlanta, bro. We right here, bro. I posted like 10 minutes ago, but I'm the first one here, bro, as I can see, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually on stream right now, bro, so it was good chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm on stream right now, bro. We IRLing right now. And then we seen he dropped the flyer, so we over here right now, bro. My name Cloud, bro. You know what I'm saying? First one here. I'll be here next 5 days, gang. I might not eat for the next 5 days, but we're gonna stay here for 5 days.
Now, one thing I do want to say about anybody that's applying for this or camping out or whatever, if you decide to do this within the next few days, bro, do not quit your day job, bro, to do this, bro. There's no guarantee you'll make it. And if you do make it, bro, if you gonna quit that job, you better be sure that you're gonna put 100, 1,000% into this shit, dog. And if you don't make it, bro, don't let this define you as a creator, bro. It's just some arbitrary selection process based on intangibles. You can become a great streamer with or without Streamer U, bro. Just keep grinding.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
facts.
it's a good opportunity, but don't let it make or break you. Another thing I forgot to mention is the people that I'm seeing that are making applications and you've never streamed in your life, like you've never did anything. Y'all uploading videos and posting videos about getting into Stream University. This is my official application. Y'all never streamed before. Y'all never hit a go live button, hit a upload button, did anything. Y'all just see a clip of Ray saying that he got $100,000 from the last year Stream University, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to be a streamer. Just doing any and everything just to get a bag, bro.
Next Streaming University, you gotta reply.
I have to,
really? You gotta apply.
But I don't stream.
It's okay, don't matter. You go there,
really?
teach like gym and shit. You can be a teacher, student. It just lit, turn. Bro, you know how much I make of 3 days?
How much?
I make 100 bands.
No.
On God. On Streaming U, I make 100 bands 3 days.
That's pretty lit.
That's a best one I ever did. Streaming University. Right around, chat.
Damn, that's lit.
Like that shit is solid. That no matter what corner you go, there's some shit going on.
Yeah, too. And again, I'm not a hating. I don't give a fuck. Like, do y'all? Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm just observing. It's like, it's so many people that I'm seeing, like, post these, like, I guess, application videos. And I'm like, bro, y'all ain't streamed not a single fucking
Bro,
second.
that's the funniest part. Now, that's the funniest part. It's just like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get in that bitch. Just treating this shit like, who wants to be a streamer? No, who already been streaming? Who wants to get a put on the bigger platform?
But that shit funny
It's
though.
the same
bro.
as the last one, bro. Like he's picking people that's like you already been grinding and streaming, and putting in that work all year.
And those are the type of people that will not last in the streamer space or the content space in general, bro. Anything that you're doing for money itself, you will never have longevity in it. You will never be doing it for a long time because you don't really love it. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. If you're applying, good luck to y'all, bro. Just keep grinding.
Right. The Aaron Fox. The Aaron Fox. Let me hop on Indiana Jones. No, not Indiana Jones. Fucking James Bond. James Bond. James Bond. James Bond. Oh, what's that? First light. I gotta update first. I don't mind it. We're gonna watch another YouTube video while we wait. Right? Watch another YouTube video while we wait. Oh, this is fast. Oh yeah, this is fast. 1 minute? Yeah. We're almost done. Let me use the bathroom real quick. Oh yeah, I'm back. You're I need to clean up my monitor. Should I do it now? We do it now. smaller. Alright, back for a bit. Where's my mouse at? Damn, what's wrong with my internet? What's wrong with my internet? In a skin like a splinter. I just really got to check on my phone, bro. Ooh, mama. Do I wanna start or do I wanna wait? Cause I gotta do something real quick. I gotta do something soon. Is what I'm trying to say. Where are you trying to go? I'm trying to go to the World Cup. Where are you trying to go? I'm trying to go to the World Cup. Yeah, that's in 3 minutes, people. If I remember correctly, we are in Vietnam. We are in Vietnam. Story. Resume game. Resume game. Right. Need to get up there. Oh, move faster, move faster, move faster.
That's her, Teresa Lorca.
Where?
What's your plan?
Get close and apply it on her skin.
I'm sorry, Mr. Smythe, but the Serenity space is full at the moment. I can have someone fetch you as soon as the spot becomes available.
I'll come back later.
Of course. Apologies again.
Hold on. If it makes somebody sick, they're gonna go out. Let's try that.
Sorry about that, mate. I need it more than you do.
Don't wander off.
My eyes feel so heavy. I'm exhausted.
A space just opened, sir. You can come on in.
Good timing, eh? Thanks.
I know that'll work, but it did, so I'm happy.
Thanks. You again?
Genomic analysis of Bacter and its role in alginate biosynthesis.
Yeah, I'm in genetics.
Alright. Alright, I'm back.
It's boring science stuff, Mr.
Oh, names now. John.
Teresa.
I like boring science stuff. Try me.
Okay then. You asked for it. Well, algae are inherently more efficient at carbon removal than terrestrial plants. Their entire surface is dedicated to the act of photosynthesis.
Mm-hmm.
They absorb as much carbon as all the plants and trees on land combined.
Someone was paying attention in biology class.
Only to the parts that mattered most.
So, there's this particular strain of algae called Chlorella vulgaris that absorbs more CO2 than any other plant on the planet. That's why I'm here at the convention. To secure funding for this super strain I'm developing, which will be our most potent weapon against climate change. Potentially.
That's simple, huh?
That's simple.
How about another?
The Emperor Villa is ready for you, Mom.
They've got a habit of doing that, haven't they? Perhaps another time?
I'll hold you to it.
I should hope so. See you around, John.
right, Romeo. Snap out of it.
I do like a woman who experiments.
Jesus, James. Really?
Because she's a scientist.
All Q-Treks alive. Lorca, Hernandez, and White all present and accounted for.
Hey, Moneypenny. Where are Damien and his men now?
On the ground at Halong Bay. I'm tracking 2 SUVs that met his group at the airport. They're about a 3.5-hour drive out from you. That means you have 3.5 hours to prepare.
Perfect. I've got some time to kill.
Right. Let's go do the thing. I don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna do something. Don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something. Okay, go there.
Every single night. They call it magical. I call it gauche.
Come on. They do it for the romance and the drama. I overheard.
One last thing. Oh, give me that.
What are you doing?
Yes, sir?
Cocktail, please. Surprise me.
James, what are you playing at?
I'm taking a moment.
Are you serious? Damien's en route. We need to be ready.
Who says I'm not?
Of course you are. Why wouldn't you be?
Ramon took that Q-track pretty quickly. What did you have on him?
Agua Verde was a waste recycling outfit caught dumping pollutants into South American rivers 20 years ago. Poisoned hundreds of residents. His younger brother Raul set up the deal. Thought he was making a difference. Ramon spent millions compensating the family's medical care and
Hey yo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I'm playing Bone right now.
expenses over the last 2 decades.
Jesus. If Damien's gonna copy Caliban, how are they gonna explain the dead body in the Mexican landfill?
The corpse was taken to a morgue in Sinaloa for autopsy. There were reports of a fire that same night. The fire chief's report from the station said it was just a fault with the alarm system.
Damien?
Very likely he sent a cleanup crew in to cover up their tracks.
Moneypenny, I never get the chance to ask. How are you holding up?
Christ. Okay, let's see. Bright is gunning for M's head. The 00 program is on the verge of being shuttered for the 2nd time. And, oh yes, almost forgot. You and Greenway are terrorists, according to Sir Nicholas Webb. Other than that, I'm peachy. Right, since we're sharing, let's do you. How are you doing?
I'm waiting for my cocktail.
Here you go, sir. We call it King Chump. The perfect infusion of heritage and creativity.
Sounds delightful. Chin chin, Moneypenny.
James, something's wrong. It's Lorca. I think she's in trouble. Her heart rate's spiking and her oxygen levels are falling through the floor. Get to her suite. Now.
On the way.
Damn.
Is it lunchtime already?
Out of the way.
Heart rate's at 55 now.
Going as fast as I can.
46. Move faster.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know, but it's still dropping. 35 now. Something's really wrong, James.
No shit. I'm almost there.
Damn.
Blocked.
Up there. Oh, she's fine.
She certainly is.
She was swimming. That's why her oxygen levels dropped.
John?
Drinking alone was never my forte.
Well, I didn't realize you were this thirsty.
Parched, actually. You were free diving.
Yeah, being a marine biologist comes in handy.
Oh, what's your number?
Chasing a 6 at the moment.
6. Very impressive.
People think it's all about the lungs, but it's all in the mind.
A mistake easily made.
So what can I get you? You seem the kind of guy who knows what he likes. So let me guess, you don't like it too sweet. You don't like it too complicated. You like it straight up.
I've been known to experiment.
Audio, James. Still on.
What's wrong? What's going on? The game crashed? Oh my goodness. That's the good part too. Damn. Damn, James. What happened? We crashed. That's crazy. That is crazy. Come on, come on, come on. What do we say? What do we say? What are we saying? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Give me a moment here. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. I don't know though. Powered by a glacier. I just want to hear the fucking orchestra. Do the thing here. Come on, baby. Come on. Resume game, huh? Resume game. I don't think we have that long to play though. My dad's coming here soon.
Is it lunchtime already? Either that.
Out of the way.
Heart rate's at 55 now.
Going as fast as I can.
46. Move faster.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know, but it's still dropping. 35 now. Something's really wrong, James.
No shit. I'm almost there. Locked.
Up there. Oh, she's fine.
She certainly is.
John?
Drinking alone was never my forte.
Well, I didn't realize you were this thirsty.
Parched, actually. You were freediving.
Yeah, being a marine biologist comes in handy.
Oh, what's your number?
Chasing a 6 at the moment.
6. Very impressive.
People think it's all about the lungs, but it's all in the mind.
A mistake easily made.
So, what can I get you? You seem the kind of guy who knows what he likes. So let me guess, you don't like it too sweet. You don't like it too complicated. You like it straight up.
I've been known to experiment.
Audio. James. Still on. Tea time.
Feels a bit tight. You sure Q got the measurements right?
I'll be the judge of that. Put the glasses on. Let me see.
Well?
Oh, very dapper. Give us 12.
Piss off.
Aren't you missing
Piss
something?
off.
The bow tie?
Piss off. I don't know how to use one of those.
Suppose Q included instructions.
How on earth did you make it through boarding school without tying one?
It's complicated.
Shall I get Q on the line?
Please do. Q? Help me out here, would you?
Relax, Bond. It's a bow tie, not C4. All right. Make one end ever so slightly longer than the other.
You people and your vague measurements.
Pay attention, please.
Yes, sir.
That's too much.
There we are. Now, we're off to the races.
It would appear so.
Now, fold the short end to create our first bow shape. After that, drape the longer end over the center, nice, clean and even, please.
You know, I've disarmed bombs less complicated than this.
Nicely done. Now you're getting it.
Oh, look at you.
I didn't learn anything from. I didn't learn anything from this.
Now the second bow. Fold that longer end to mirror the first. You'll see a small loop forming behind the front bow. Take the folded end, push it through the loop. Steady now. Don't panic. Blow the whole thing.
Right, no panic. Just a growing sense of humiliation. Listen, if anyone asks, I was never trained for this.
Our lips are sealed. Right, Moneypenny?
Absolutely. Sealed shut. Rooting for you here, James.
Excellent work, Bond.
Let's see if it survives cocktail hour first.
Almost there. Gently pull the folded parts on both sides to tighten the knot. And once you do that, tug the loose ends to even it out. We're aiming for slight asymmetry here, more character. Looks less like a cheap clip-on.
Which would have been easier, by the way.
Lastly, ensure the knot is nice and firm, and that's it. You're done.
And people say field ops are stressful.
Join the party. Oh, what is this? Diving watch. She spent the night here. Hey, hey. Oh, she was here, you know? I don't know if she spent the night, but she was here. Yeah. Is she James?
What's your game plan?
Fine dining and expensive champagne.
Be serious. Damien and his men are on their way.
We've got this. Once I'm in the restaurant, we'll get eyes on Ramon and Ellis. You keep tabs on their movements, and I'll watch over Lorca for the evening.
That's odd. Lorca, her heart rate is...
Mr. Baldy's here, gentlemen. I feel safer already.
Still a bit sore, are we?
He'll be fine. Isn't that right, Pablo?
Yes, sir.
James, I think you need to get to the Emperor Villa. Now.
Ramon? Gents? Enjoy your evening.
Goodbye, Mr. Bond.
What's got you spooked?
Lorca's heart rate is through the roof. Listen, she's not alone. Ellis White is with her. You don't think...
No, I don't. Something's wrong. Damien's SUV, where is it now?
Hang on.
Come on, Moneypenny, where is he? Where's Damien?
1 second. Looks like they've stopped. Pulling up nearby CCTV to get a better look. Shit. It's not Damien. I've been tracking the wrong SUVs.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Damien's?
Yeah. They're here.
Be careful, James.
Damn. Climb up.
Let's continue the swim. Let me finish my ciggy first.
Those things will kill you, mate. Be quick about
They're everywhere.
Baz. Baz, you there? Stop mucking about.
Any ideas?
Got the blueprints of the villa in front of me. It looks like... Yes, there's a way in through the roof.
Pistol packing, mama. Put that pistol down. Silence SMG. How do we get up there though?